My sister ruined my wedding and Saturday and Sunday morning. She billed me $15,000 for it. I was still in the honeymoon suite at Cedarburn, wearing that white silk robe my bridesmaids get me, the one that says wifey in gold in the back, my new husband Jake snoring next to me, with his mouth wide open, when my phone buzzed in the nightstand. It was that Venmo chime. You know that sound. Usually it's like someone paying you back for tacos or your share of the electric bill. This time the Bana notification said, Chloe Sullivan requested $15,000. I thought it was a glitch. I actually laughed out loud, like a real laugh. Then I opened it. The memo said, for professional wedding consultation, 80 HRS at Dillas 100 over HR, emergency gown replacement styling on steaming, emotional labor on brawn damage from public humiliation at reception, plus lust income from missed content creation opportunity, due in 7 days. Thanks. 3 sparkle emojis at the end. 3 little sparkle emojis, like it was cute, like she was invoicing me for brunch and knit for destroying the most expensive day of my life. There was a PDF attached, a real-looking invoice from a company called Chloe and Colette Bridal Consulting, blush pink, fancy script fint, gold border, totally made in Canva in like 10 minutes, and a signature at the bottom from Colette. I know Colette. Colette is her best friend from high school, who works at Bath & Body, works in the mall, and calls herself a certified manifestation coach and healer on Instagram. My hands started shaking so hard I almost dripped my phone right in Jake's face. $15,000. She wanted me to pay her $15,000 for what she did the night before, for ruining my wedding. Jake sat up. What happened? I showed him the phone. He read it twice. He does that when he's angry. Reads something over and over like he can. Believe it. Jake is 31. He builds custom kitchen cabinets. He smells like sawdust and black coffee. He is 6'2" and steady as a rook. He never swears unless he really means it. He said, is she out of her damn mind? If you renew Heya, hi, I am Maya. I am 29. I teach middle school art in Columbus, Ohio. Which means I am patient, I am organized, I am used to cleaning up messes that Aaron, mine, and I do not make a lot of money. Jake and I dated for 6 years. He proposed in our tiny kitchen, while I was trying to make Bixed mac and cheese on burning it. We saved for 2 years for this wedding. I taught summer art camps every weekend. Jake took extra cabinet jobs and Sundays. Our total budget was $22,000, which for a bond wedding in Ohio is already pushing it. We paid for everything ourselves. My sister Chloe is 32, 3 years older, and for my entire life, I have been cleaning up after her, but I never thought she would do this, net in this day. Before I tell you what she did at the wedding, and what I found out after, I started digging into that invoice. I need you to understand who Chloe is, because if you don't understand the golden child dynamic, none of this will make sense. So grab Kiffy, this is a long one. If you had met my family when I was growing up, you would have thought there were only 3 people in it. My mom, my dad, and my older sister Chloe. Then there was me, Maya, floating in the background like an extra, who walked into the Ring movie set. Chloe is 3 years older than me. From the day I was born she was the golden child, net in a quiet way that parents try to hide, in an obvious, everyone knows it way. Neighbors knew, teachers knew, our whole extended family knew who modded Ma. It started small, when Chloe wanted American Girl dolls. She get the doll, the horse, the stable, the whole colonial house. When I wanted one, my mim said Shaw Chloe. Which meant I was not allowed to touch it, or she would scream, and I would get in trouble. Birthdays were the same. Chloe get big backyard parties, with a bounce house on a bakery cake from the fancy place with buttercream rosies. I get a grocery store sheet cake from Kroger and a lecture about nit being ungrateful, because we just had a party for your sister. And money is tight right now. Prom is when it finally clicked for me that it wasn't. Tea in my head. Chloe went to prom in 2011. My parents took her to a boutique. Not even a mall store. A real boutique in High Street. And bought her a $500 dress, knit off the rack. A boutique dress that had to be altered. Then they paid for professional hair and makeup. A limo with her 6 friends. Dinner at a steakhouse. There is still a framed picture of Chloe at prom over my parents' fireplace. It's been there 14 years. It's got its own light. My prom was 4 years later. I thought maybe it would be my turn. I found a dress at Macy's in sale for $89, navy blue, simple. I loved it. I showed my mom excited. She said, "Oh, that's cute. But do you really need a new dress, Con? Where Chloe's old one. Chloe's old dress was bright turquoise, 2 sizes too big, strapless, and smelled like old perfume on housespray. I bought the Macy's dress with my own babysitting money. And prom day, my dad drove me to school and dropped me off at the curb. He didn't get out. He didn't take pictures. He said have fun. Then left early because Chloe's car broke down at college. And she needed a ride to CVS for tampons. My mom didn't come home until 10 that night. College was worse. This one still makes my jaw clench when I think about it. Chloe wanted to go to a private liberal arts college 3 states away. Tuition was $46,000 a year. My parents paid for all of it. They took out a second mortgage. They told me it was an investment in her future. She majored in communications and graduated with a 2.7 GPA and never used the degree. When it was my turn, my mom sat me down at the kitchen table and said, "Maya, honey, we really want you to be smart about debt. Have you considered community college? Or maybe just working for a..." Yeah, we ended up compromising. I get scholarships. I took loans. I worked 30 hours a week at a coffee shop. I graduated from Ohio State with honors and $27,000 in student loans that I am still paying. Chloe's pattern after college was always the same. She would get excited about something, a new business, a new passion. First it was a cupcake business. My parents bought her a $5,000 KitchenAid mixer and she quit after 2 weeks. Then it was a yoga teacher training in Bali. That cost $3,000 that my mom paid for. She came home after 4 days because she missed her deg. Then it was 3 different MLMs, Lularo, Manat, then some greens powder. Each time my parents invested, each time she quit and blamed everyone else. And she always needed money. She would text me, "Hey sissy, can you Venmo me $200 for rent? I'll pay you back Friday." Friday never came. By the time I get engaged, she owed me almost $3,000 I had written off in my head as gone forever. So when I get engaged, I was already prepared for Chloe to make it about her. I just didn't realize how much. Jake proposed in December in our tiny kitchen, with a ring he had been saving for in a shoebox for 8 months. I called my parents. My mom said, "Oh, that is nice, honey." Then immediately, "Have you thought about how Chloe might feel? She is single and you, younger. Maybe let her be involved so she doesn't feel left out." That's how she became my maid of honor. I didn't even ask. My mom told everyone she was. Looking back now, I can see every red flag so clearly it hurts, like they were written in neon flashing screaming. But at the time, I kept explaining them away, because she's my sister, because family. Because my mom kept saying, "Maya, please just include her." It started with Cedarburn. Jake and I looked at 9 venues. I had a spreadsheet, color-coded. We saw the cheap brewery downtown where the bathrooms were outside, a hotel ballroom that smelled like old carpet cleaner, and had those weird brown swirl carpets. A backyard place that said no open bar after 10 p.m. and no dancing after 9. I was getting discouraged. Everything in our budget looked like a high school cafeteria. Then we drove out to Cedarburn. 40 minutes outside Columbus, Ling gravel driveway lined with maple trees, and you just get it when you see it. It's this restored 1800s barn, but knit cheesy barn, real reclaimed wood beams, huge string lights crisscrossing the ceiling, big windows looking out over a meadow that in October turns gold. It was expensive, way over what I wanted to spend. The deposit alone was almost $8,000 more than my car was worth. Jake squeezed my hand in the parking lot and said, "If this is the one, we will figure it out." We cried in the parking lot after we booked it. I mean full ugly cry. Chloe's reaction when I told our family group chat was weird. I sent pictures, videos of the lights, the meadow, the little bridal suite upstairs. Everyone else was like, "OMG gorgeous, perfect for you." My aunt sent hot emojis, Lena and Priya. My best friends FaceTimed me screaming. Chloe left me in read for 6 hours, then texted, "Cute. A little rustic for my taste, but okay. Maybe you can make it look more elegant." That should have been flag number 1. I ignored it. Flag number 2 came 3 days later when she called me. Not texted, called. "So, maid of Enna," she said, like it was already decided, like she was confirming a meeting. I hadn't asked anyone yet. I have 2 best friends from college, Lena and Priya, who have been there through everything. I was torn. I love my sister, or I wanted to love her, but we were never close like that. I was thinking of not having a maid of honor at all, just bridesmaids, to avoid drama. Chloe didn't give me an option. Obviously it's me. I am your only sister, Maya. Mim said it would be really hurtful if you didn't pick me. Plus I have so much free time right now, I can totally help you plan. You need me. You so bad at being organized. Remember your graduation party? My graduation party. She threw away. She invited her friends on. I didn't know anyone. Right. So I said okay. I said yes to keep the peace. My Mim texted me right after. "Thank you for doing the right thing." What helped me plan meant to Chloe was take over completely and make everything about her. Jake and I had picked our colors months before we get engaged. Sage green, dusty rose, cream touch of gold, soft, romantic, very me. I had a private Pinterest board been building for 2 years, not even for a wedding, just pretty things I liked. 2 days after becoming maid of Enna, Chloe made her own public board called Maya's Dream Wedding, but cooler, on pinned 80 things, all in blush pink and burgundy on black, which are her colors. She texted me, "I think your colors are kind of washed out. Blush pink is more timeless." I said, "We already ordered table runners in sage." She said, "Well, you can return them." She started inviting people to my wedding, not asking. She told her coworker from Target, her nail tech, her off again boyfriend at the time, that they were invited. She texted me. I told Tiffany she can come. She's so excited. Tiffany I have never met. Then there was the dress incident. I went dress shipping with my Mim, Lena and Priya. I said Chloe could come to the second appointment, not the first, because I needed one low-stress day. She showed up to the first anyway, an hour late, with a Starbucks drink, and sat in the couch scrolling TikTok loudly while I tried on dresses. When I came out in the one that made my Mim actually cry, a simple A-line lace dress with a little sparkle under the arms. Chloe looked up and said, "It's pretty, but doesn't it make your hips look big? You should try something sexier." I bought it anyway. It was Dilla's 1-800, the most expensive thing I had ever owned. The biggest red flag was the +1. Our invitation said no +1s except for married couples and people in long-term relationships because we had to cut costs. We had exactly 85 seats. Seat bond charges $185 per head. Every extra person is literally a car payment. Chloe texted me 2 weeks before the wedding. "I am bringing someone." I said we aren't doing +1s for anyone except Lena. "Husband," she said. Yeah, but this is different, this is serious. I need support, you will love him. I asked who, she said it as a surprise. I should have said no right then. I should have called Diane at Cedarban and said do nit. Let my sister bring a random. But my mim called me that night and said, Maya din be difficult, let her bring him. She's been so depressed and lonely. So I caved again. The night before the wedding, at the rehearsal dinner at Jake's parents' house, Chloe didn't show up. She texted at 8 p.m, Siri sissy, self-care night, had to wish my hair. My mim said she was probably just anxious. I went to bed that night thinking, okay, tomorrow is my day, nothing can ruin it. We have a clipboard coordinator, we have vows written, we have Jake. I was so wrong. I woke up at 5:30 and my wedding morning on for 3 whole seconds. Everything was perfect. The sun was coming up over Cedarban, gold light cutting through the sheer curtains in the bridal suite upstairs. My dress was hanging in the closet door, that beautiful lace A-line, catching the light. Lena was already up making hazelnut keffi in that little Keurig. Priya was laying out the makeup, and it smelled like hairspray and peonies from the bouquets that had arrived the night before. Jake had texted me at 5 am, good morning future wife, from the OB&B down the road where the groomsmen stayed, with a picture of his 6 that said groom on them. I actually thought, maybe today will be normal. Maybe Chloe will just be my sister for one day maybe. By 7 I was in hair and makeup. My makeup artist, a sweet woman named Jess, was doing that soft glam I wanted. By 9, Lena was reading our old college group chat, to make me laugh, stories about Jake trying to cook. By 11, my photographer, a woman named Sarah who charges Dillas $3,500 for the day, was taking detail shits of my shoes, my grandma's pearls that I wore, Jake's vow book that said his vows in his messy handwriting. Ceremony was at 2 p.m. sharp. Cedarban only does one wedding a weekend, which is why they are so expensive. The coordinator Diane carries a clipboard like a weapon and runs everything by the minute. At 1:30 we lined up. My dad was in a suit, actually wearing a tie for once. My mim was dabbing her eyes with a tissue she had saved from Chloe's graduation. Jake was under the wooden arch covered in white roses and sage greenery that cussed more than my first kai. He mouthed. You look amazing, I mouthed back. Didn't he cry? We were waiting in one person. At 2, Lena whispered, is Chloe here? I shook my head. Mim checked her phone. She's parking honey traffic and Route 24. Route 24 never has traffic on a Saturday at 2 p.m. It's cornfields. At 2:15, Diane said in that calm but terrifying voice, we have to start or we lose light for photos. I said give her 5 more minutes. I know I shouldn't have, but she is my only sister. I wanted her there. At 2:25, we started without her. I walked down the aisle to an acoustic version of Lover by Taylor Swift and tried to only look at Jake. He grabbed my hands. His hands were sweaty and shaking, and I loved him so much it physically hurt. Our efficient Jake's cousin Mark started talking about love being a choice you make every day. For a minute I was present. I could smell cedar and roses on Jake's cologne. Then at 2:40, right in the middle of my vows, right when I was saying, I promise to choose you, even when you leave your socks in the floor, the big barn doors at the back creaked open. Everyone turned. Diane closed her eyes like she wanted to die. Chloe walked in, 40 minutes late to my wedding ceremony. She was wearing white, knit ivory, knit cream, white, a tight, short, sequined white dress that was basically a club dress, with a slit up to her thigh. Her hair was done in big curls. She had full lashes. She was holding hands with a guy. A guy I knew. Daniel. My ex-boyfriend Daniel. The Daniel who cheated en me sophomore year of college with a girl from his econ class, then told everyone I was crazy. The Daniel who Chloe started casually dating 6 months after we broke up and told me, oh, it's nothing serious, den, be weird about it. She brought my cheating ex-boyfriend to my wedding as her +1 surprise, without telling anyone. I froze. Jake squeezed my hand so hard I thought my fingers would break. Chloe did this little wave, like Surrey I am late, giggling, and slid into the front row next to my mim, who looked mortified but didn't say anything. I tried to keep going with my vows, my voice was shaking, I could hear Priya whispering, "Are you kidding me?" We get through the ceremony, Jake and I kissed. Everyone clapped but it was awkward, you could feel it. Cocktail hour was worse. Chloe was working the room like it was her wedding. She was telling people, "Oh, I helped plan this whole thing, isn't it cute," she told Jake's grandma, who is 89 and has hearing aids, that she was the maid of Anna and had basically paid for everything. She took the photographer for 20 minutes to do solo photos of herself in the meadow. Then dinner. Diane had placed Chloe and Daniel at the far table near the bathrooms on purpose. I think Chloe moved their place cards to the head table, right next to me. She sat down, scooted her chair so close to me, our shoulders touched, and said, "You look tired. Sissy, are you okay?" Jake stood up to do his speech. He had written it in little cards. He talked about how I make his life better. Halfway through his speech, Chloe's phone rang, full volume, iPhone default ringtone. She answered it. "At my wedding reception," she said. "Hey girl, I am at my sister's wedding. It's so boring. Can I call you later?" Lena looked like she was going to throw her wine. Then it was maid of Anna speech time. I had asked Lena to give it instead last minute, but Chloe insisted she had to speak because she is blood. She got up, topped her glass with a fork, took the mic from the DJ. She was already 3 glasses of free Cabernet deep. She started, "For those who didn't know me, I am Chloe, Maya's older, prettier, more successful sister." Laughs. No one laughed except Daniel. She talked for 9 minutes, 9 minutes about herself, about how hard it has been to be the older sister watching her little sister get married first, even though I am older, about how she has been so lonely, and how she is in a journey of self-love. Then she said, "And I will never forget this." She put her hand in her stomach and said, "Which is why Daniel and I are so excited to announce that we are going to be parents." The whole barn went silent, like you could hear the string lights buzzing. She is pregnant. She has never been pregnant. She was wearing a skin-tight sequin dress with absolutely flat stomach. Daniel's face was pure panic. He looked at her like, "What are you talking about?" My mim gasped and started crying happy tears. My dad stood up. People started clapping because they didn't know what else to do. I stood up. I said, "Chloe, are you serious right now?" She said, "What? Can I not have one moment? You have had this whole day. You always do this. You always have to make everything about you." At my wedding, Jake took the mic from her. He is not a confrontational guy, but he said, "Okay, thank you, Chloe. Let's give it up for the bride." Later, the cake. We had a 3-tier semi-naked cake with fresh flowers. Dilla's 600 from a bakery in town. Chloe was dancing near the cake table with Daniel, doing that drunk sway, and her arm hit the table. The whole cake wobbled. The top tier slid off and landed in the floor. Frosting everywhere. She laughed and said, "Oh my god, it's just cake. You can get another one at Walmart." I looked myself in the bathroom for 20 minutes and cried in the floor in my Dilla's 1-800 dress while Lena banged in the door, saying, "Done. Let her win. Done. Let her win." We ended the night early. We skipped the sparkler exit because I couldn't stop crying. Jake carried me to the car. I had frosting in my shoes. I thought the worst was over. I thought, okay, she ruined the day, but at least it's done. Then Sunday morning Venmo. I woke up the morning after my wedding and for exactly 3 seconds, I forget everything. The sun was coming through the blinds at Cedarbarn's honeymoon cottage. Jake was asleep next to me, his hair messed up. My wedding dress was hanging over the closet door. with a little wine stain in the hem from Chloe bumping me. For 3 seconds I was just a happy married woman and her wedding weekend. Then my phone started buzzing non-stop. I grabbed it. 47 unread texts in the family group chat called Family Forever, 12 missed calls from my mim, 3 from my dad, and right at the top, a Venmo notification, bold unread. Chloe Sullivan has requested Della's 1500. Knit 15. Net 150 15,001 5,000.00. The memo said, for wedding services rendered 80 HRS at Dilla's 100 over HR plus materials. Due in 7 days. With a bride emoji and a money bag emoji and a sparkle. I sat straight up. Jake was instantly awake. What happened? I tapped it open. She had typed a full invoice in the Venmo comments in that curly Canva font she always uses for her fake businesses. Dave Coordination, Sophia Events LLC, Dulles Fa, 500. Custom welcome signs on seating chalk calligraphy, hand-lettered, Dillas 30. Floral upgrades, premium peonies on eucalyptus import, Dillas 2, 500. Emergency bridal support and emotional labor, Dallas 20. Premium vintage table runners, 12 pieces, handmade, Dallas 1 200. Dress cleaning contingency on steaming, Dallas 800. Gas, mileage, time, emotional distress from being humiliated by bride, Dallas 10. Total Dallas 15. Jake stared at me. Is she serious? Is this a joke? Tell me this is a joke. I opened Instagram. Chloe had posted a story at 8 am that morning, her in bed with a Whole Foods green juice that costs $9, hair in a messy bun, caption, healing from a traumatic weekend on protecting my worth. Know your worth ladies, set boundaries, if they wanted to they would, and a link to her Amazon wishlist. That cold angry adrenaline shot through me. You know that feeling when you go from sad to so angry you go calm. That's what happened. Because remember what she actually did at Cedar Barn. She showed up 40 minutes late to my ceremony in a white sequin dress. She brought my cheating ex-boyfriend as her +1 without asking. She took the DJ's mic and announced a fake pregnancy to steal the spotlight. She necked over my 3-tier wedding cake and laughed. She told Jake's 89-year-old grandma that she paid for the wedding. And now she wanted me to pay her $15,000 for it. I did what any rational petty, newly married art teacher with anxiety and a lot of free time in her ruined honeymoon would do. I started investigating. First, Sophia Events LLC. The invoice had a logo, a pink peony, very professional looking at first glance. I googled Sophia Events Columbus, Ohio, nothing. I googled the phone number at the bottom of the invoice. It went to a voicemail that said, "Hey, it's Sophia, leave a message, you know what to do." I knew that voice. Sophia is Chloe's roommate. Her full name is Sophia Martinez. She works at Target in the beauty department on her Instagram. Bio says dig mim, iced coffee addict, future girlboss. She is net an event planner. She has never planned anything except a trip to Nashville. I checked the welcome signs on seating chalk calligraphy. She charged $3,000 for. Jake and I made those ourselves. And a Saturday from Amazon cardboard and a Dilla's 12 marker set from Michael's. I have the receipts in my email. I have photos of us in the living room floor doing it while watching The Office. The floral upgrades. I called our real florist. A woman named Maria who is amazing. I said, "Hey Maria, quick question. Did anyone add premium peonies last minute?" She laughed and said, "Maya honey. No. You had what you had carnations on eucalyptus, because peonies are out of season in October, and would have been Dulla's 800 extra no. One upgraded anything. The vintage table runners, they were from Amazon Dulla's 36 for a 12-pack. I ordered them prime shipping. So every single item in the invoice was fake, made up, fraud. I called Cedar Barn. I get Linda, the venue manager, the woman with the clipboard who saved my sanity. I said, This is going to sound weird, but did my sister Chloe ever try to book Cedarborn? Linda went quiet for a second, then she sighed and said, "Oh honey. Yes, she toured last March. She wanted the exact same Saturday in October, the gold package, twinkle lights, the meadow ceremony." She put down a soft hold. Then her card declined for the $8.0 deposit 3 times. We had to release the date. She called back, yelling that we were classist on discriminating against small businesses. I felt ice in my stomach. So Chloe didn't. Just ruin my wedding. She had wanted my venue for herself a year before I even got engaged. Couldn't afford it. And then when I booked it, she decided to destroy it. It gets worse. I called my mim. I said, "Mim, did you know Chloe is charging me $15,000? My mim said, "Well honey, she did help a lot, and she is struggling. Maybe you should just pay her something to keep the peace." I said, "Mim, the invoices are fake." She said, "Done. Be dramatic, Maya. She's your sister." Then my dad texted me privately, which he never does. He said, "Maya, please just Venmo her like $2K, and we will cover the rest. We already sent her $5.0 last week for her services because she said you promised." My parents had already sent her $5,000 of their own retirement money for a wedding she ruined. Because she told them, I promised to pay her. That was the moment I stopped crying and get really clear. I screenshotted everything, the fake invoices, the Target runner receipt, the Michaels marker receipt, the text from Maria the florist, the email from Linda at Cedarborn about Chloe's declined card. I put it all in a Google Drive folder called Receipts, because I am petty and organized. Then I sent one message to the family group chat. I said, "Hi everyone, since Chloe is charging me $15K for services I never asked for, I wanted to clarify a few things. Attached are the real receipts. Also attached is proof that the company she billed from does not exist. Also attached is a note from Cedarborn that Chloe tried to book my venue last year and failed. I will not be paying this invoice. If anyone else wants to pay her for ruining my wedding, feel free. I love you all, but I need space." Then I muted the chat, blocked Chloe and Venmo, and turned off my phone. For the first time since the wedding, I could breathe. After I sent that message in the family group chat with the Google Drive link, titled Receipts, my phone exploded. Even in mute, I could see the previews lighting up my look screen like fireworks. My mim, "Maya, how could you embarrass your sister like that?" My dad, "Delete that right now, this is family business." Chloe, from her boyfriend Daniel's phone because I blocked her. "You are a pathetic jealous bitch and you will hear from my lawyer." She didn't even have a lawyer. She had a cousin who watched Suits once. Lena, "Oh my good queen, I am printing the receipts and framing them." Priya, "Popcorn ready, you are iconic." Jake just sat next to me in the little couch in the honeymoon cottage, holding my hand, letting me read them out loud. He didn't try to fix it. That's why I married him. For 3 days I didn't answer my parents. I had never done that before, ever. I am the kid who always answers, who always says sorry first, who always brings a casserole to make peace. But this time, I didn't. In day 4, Linda from Cedarborn called me again. She said, "Maya, I saw your review. I didn't leave a review yet." She said, "Your sister left us a 1-star review saying we were unprofessional and ruined her sister's wedding on that. We owe her money." So I responded with the truth about her declined deposit last. Yeah, it's in our Google page if you want to see. I looked. Linda had written a professional but savage response. "We have no record of Miss Chloe Parker as a client. Only as a failed inquiry in March 2023. We stand by our clients Maya and Jake." Then Maria the florist sent me a $200 refund out of nowhere. She said, "For the emotional damage from your sister asking me if I could make a bouquet that says, 'Sorry you re-net me.'" That made me laugh for the first time in a week. What finally pushed me to go fully no contact was the fake lawyer letter. Chloe had her friend Sophia, the same Sophia from Sophia Events LLC, write a letter in fake letterhead that said Law Offices of Sophia Martinez. It said, I owed Chloe $15, 0 plus $5, 0 for defamation for sharing private financial information in a family group chat. It demanded payment in 10 days or she would take me to small claims court. I shot it to Jake. Jake's uncle is a real lawyer, like a real one who does real estate law in Dayton. I sent it to him. He called me within 10 minutes laughing so hard he was crying. He said, Maya, this is not a legal document. This is a word dick with a gavel emoji. It misspelled plaintiff, and you can't sue someone for defamation for telling the truth in a private family chat. Tell her to go ahead on file. Please. I beg you. I want to see the judge's face. I didn't pay, obviously. I sent one final text to Chloe from Jake's phone. This is not a real invoice. This is fraud. If you contact me again about money, I will file a police report for attempted extortion and harassment. Do not come to my house. She replied with a voice memo crying that I was tearing the family apart, and that she really is pregnant. And that stress is bad for the baby. She posted an ultrasound photo on her Instagram story that I reverse image searched in 2 seconds and found in Google Images from 2018. My parents finally called after a week. My mom was crying. She said, Maya, your father and I realize we messed up. We enabled her. We gave her that $50 because she told us you promised and we wanted to help. We didn't. Know about the venue. We are so sorry about your wedding. My dad, who never apologizes, said, I should have walked her out of that bond myself. I failed you as a dad that day. I told them I love them. But I need boundaries now. No more lending Chloe money and expecting me to cover it. No more forcing me to include her. If they want a relationship with me and Jake, it has to be without her for a while. They agreed. It was awkward. It still is. We are in family therapy now. Just me, Mim and Dad, in Zoom, every other Thursday. It's $150 a session but cheaper than $15, 0. What about the wedding? People always ask if I get a do-over. 2 weeks after the disaster, Jake's parents, who are amazing humans from Kentucky, who make their own jam, said, you two deserve a real celebration. They set up their backyard, string lights from Amazon, $89, a folding table from Costco. Lena made a new small cake, vanilla with strawberries. Priya did my makeup again for free. Jake wore the same suit. I wore my dress again. Washed Weinstein again. We had 10 people, our real people. Jake's grandma read a poem. We did our vows again, the ones we didn't get to finish because Chloe barged in. This time I said the whole thing without shaking. Jake cried. I cried. Everyone cried, and no one announced a fake pregnancy. It was perfect. It was what our wedding should have been. On the $15 bill, I declined it in Venmo. I blocked her. She tried to send it again from a different account called Chloe's Business. I declined again. Venmo now has a feature where if you decline the same request 3 times, it stops them from requesting. I learned that. She never filed in small claims, of course not. Because you can't sue someone for not paying a fake invoice for ruining their own wedding. Last month I saw on Facebook Marketplace, she is selling those vintage table runners, the Amazon ones for $100 each as handmade loom. I reported the listing. If you are listening to this and you have a Chloe in your life, a golden child sibling, a family member who always takes and never gives, I want you to hear this. You are not crazy. You are not difficult. You are not jealous. You are allowed to have boundaries. You are allowed to say no +1s. You are allowed to not make someone your maid of honor. Just because you share DNA, you are allowed to mute the family group chat. And you are definitely not required to pay $15, 0 invoice for being traumatized. Thank you for listening to my story. If you have ever had a wedding disaster or a sibling who tried to bill you for your own trauma, tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if you are new, subscribe, because next week I am telling the story of how my parents tried to sell my childhood bedroom and Facebook marketplace while I was still living in it. I love you guys. Bye.